वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वर गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः. Over to you, Dr. Pratima.
Well, even before I start, thank you. So thank you everybody. Sorry, and I profusely apologize for the delay. Not intentional, but by chance. I was supposed to come down by around 45 minutes back, but eventually, because of the traffic, I really got stuck. But without any delay, let us go ahead and start. Today is conscious parenting, the foundational aspect of session of one. Sir, I just wanted to know.
Doc, हाँ मैम, नो अखिलेश जी और सुरेंद्र जी, अखिलेश जी मोस्टली आपके जो भी आप बोलेंगे उसको हिंदी में ट्रांसलेट करेंगे. Yeah, he's here already.
So today I just wanted to ensure that there is a foundational session of parenting. It's extremely important for particularly parents. And we are introducing the kind of styles and the levels of parenting, plus also trying to put forward the do's and don'ts of the parenting. And this particular session highlights what should the parenting be and how different is it from what we used to understand as a parenting while we all grew. That will be the crux of this particular session. And I will also introduce how should the parenting be even understood depending on the age, but this entire session would be limited only for the foundational part of the webinar. This will be the entire objective of the webinar. आज का ये सेशन पूरी तरह से प्राथमिक या फाउंडेशनल है. इसमें मूल रूप से बच्चे को इस प्रकार से हमें लालन पालन करना है, पालन पोषण करना है, इसको हम आज समझने की कोशिश करेंगे. आज ये प्राथमिक जीवन से. So I shall show my screen. Please let me know if my screen is visible to all of you. Is it visible?
जी.
Everybody?
जी.
Yes.
जी.
Yeah. So without any delay, I would want everybody, all the participants, to please participate in this entire session and let it be interactive. It is not like a one-way communication. I want each one of you to participate, put forward your opinion and way that you look at it and your belief system. So I have one beautiful question that to start with. When you actually look at the parenting part of it, what worries you more right now? If you are a parent, what is that worries you when you see it? Is it your child's future? Is it your child's mental health? Or that how do I mend their behavior? How do I inculcate the kind of discipline? Will I be able to give the direction and the purpose to my child? What really bothers you? These four are options that I have given you just to ensure that you have an idea about it. But I would want all the parents over here, each one of you, to reflect and tell me what worries you when you think this is my child's future, this is what I expect my child. What worries you as a parent? On to you, all the participants. I would say all four of these. I cannot single out any one of these. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
अखिलेश जी इसको ट्रांसलेट कर दीजिए प्लीज ब्रीफली. अखिलेश जी है. जी, आप ट्रांसलेट कर दें ताकि लोग पार्टिसिपेट कर सकें ना, बहुत गाँव से भी जुटे हुए हैं। को देखकर या उसके बिहेवियर को देखकर मैडम उसके बारे में बात कर रही थी।
So if you're a parent, as Mr. Deepak did actually mention, all the four of you, if you're a parent, all the four of you are worrying, whether it is your future of your child, or the kind of mental health with the kind of a distractions and the influences you have, or the kind of a discipline. You know, while we all grew, we were a lot more disciplined. We all think that we were more disciplined, our behavior was more regulated than what we witnessed today. Or do you feel that it is very challenging to give the direction and the purpose to your kid? So Deepak was very kind enough to answer. I would want all other participants to answer. What worries you as a parent? Anybody?
I think among these four questions, the third one, my child's discipline and behavior. In fact, I think that what my age of my child is deciding the answer to this question. My child is small, so discipline and behavior. If he was in class 10 or 12, future and mental health. For me, right now, discipline and behavior.
Oh, okay. Got it. Got it. So yeah, I mean, to a very great extent, this is how it will also go ahead. And okay, I think okay. Yeah, so there are a lot of people, depending also on the age, very true. It was Mr. Gaurav who actually answered that to a very great extent, what worries us as a parent is very age related. When they are small, we feel that, okay, how do I make them understand what is the education with school? How do I inculcate right kind of habit? And as they grow older with adolescence, the mental health comes in, or the kind of the behavioral aspect that just takes a change, or even while they are into making a career decisions, the direction and the purpose also seeps in to make them understand this is how it would go. So basically, what worries as a parent all depends on the kind of the age related also, but the fact what I'm trying to also put in over here is, if you are a parent, it is very natural that it is something which is more than a 20-year-old project. You know, I'll tell you one of the very personal experience I had while I was in a school and I was taking a parenting workshop. I just said that you know, 20-year-old project. And there was this one parent who looked out and said that, no, ma'am, it is not a 20-year-old project, it is a lifelong project. So, basically, we all need to understand school was very 20-year-old project. And so people feel that by the time the child is 20 years, probably our control or the way that we need to or our responsibility might reduce. But it is not so. It will actually amplify as they grow older. We also get involved in many aspects. So parenting is never ever a kind of a project which has a timeline. Let me also tell you as a career coach, I'm a career coach as well. So there are a lot of jobs that I speak on. When it comes to parenting, I feel that no job can compete with the kind of a responsibility of molding and shaping the personality of a human being and also ensure that they become a noble citizen of this country. No job can compete with the kind of a responsibility that we have as a parent. And that is something which is extremely significant that every other parent need to understand. Wherever you are, whatever you are, whichever part of the world you are in, parenting is kind of a culture that we are in the environment and the way that we ourselves have been brought up, the belief systems that we carry, the education that we have come from, the kind of economy and financial status that we come from, every other component decides what is the kind of a parenting style that we have. This is important for us to understand that parenting is very different than what we really think. And another one aspect that I would want to highlight to all them is compare that parenting. You know, there are a lot of parents who ask me that our parents never had any parenting workshop. Why do you think that we should have the parenting workshop? It's a brilliant, reflective question that we all have.
Dr. Pratima, please pause so that Akhilesh ji can translate.
इनका कहना है कि बहुत सारी चीजें जो एज रिलेटेड हैं जिनका उम्र से संबंध है और चाहे वो स्कूलिंग से जुड़ा हो, करियर से हो, वो ऐसा लगता है कि जैसे ये 20 साल का कोई प्रोजेक्ट वर्क है जो हमें करना है। यानी बच्चा जब तक छोटे उम्र से लेके 20 साल तक नहीं हो जाता, एक लंबा प्रोजेक्ट है जो हमें करना है। शायद जहां तक मैं समझ पाया हूँ, ये वैसे करना चाहती हैं। और इसके बहुत सारे एस्पेक्ट्स हैं, बहुत सारे पहलू हैं जिन पर हमें ध्यान देने की आवश्यकता है। इसमें बच्चों का जो पर्सनालिटी है, उनका जो व्यक्तित्व है, उसको शेप देना है, उसको मोल्ड करना है, यानी उसको रूप आकार देना है। छोटे बच्चे होते हैं, उनको आप जैसा मोल्ड करेंगे वैसा मोल्ड हो जाते हैं। लेकिन यही चीज सबसे बड़ी डिफिकल्टी है, यही सबसे बड़ी कठिनाई होती है एक अभिभावक के रूप में। और अभिभावक होना और उसको आगे बढ़ाना, ये हर सभ्यता के लिए, हर कल्चर के लोगों के लिए अलग अलग होता है। एक तरह से ये कल्चरल एस्पेक्ट है, यानी हर सभ्यता के लोग, हर सोसाइटी के लोगों के लिए जैसा नहीं होता। इसमें उनकी इकोनॉमिक स्थिति भी कहीं ना कहीं अफेक्ट करती है, इसको प्रभावित करती है। मैं कहना चाहता था कि कुछ लोग हैं के लिए easy access to local monitoring channel. And the reason I'm saying that is everybody doesn't have the advantage of modern communities, having a TV in the house, like subscribe and all that. So keep in mind that when our audience is this here, that they are very few, for a private time. We're not from most of us. So it needs to be catered for to some extent. Because the other thing is that it should be translated rapidly, because otherwise they will lose them. I know there are some students of mine who ask to come and their parents ask to come. And they forget the concept. This is that when we are doing this, okay, they're doing to us.
Sure. I will give a call. Let Akhilesh then just go ahead to translate it, and then I'll just keep it.
Yes, that is very good. Thank you.
Perfect. Yes, sir. Thank you. So, to start with, again, as I told you, parenting is not a 20-year project. It is something which goes for lifelong and every other age. If your kid is 5-year-old, your parenting style is different. If they are 10-year-old, it's different. 15-year-old, it's different. 20-year-old, it is different. While they are 25, 30, your parenting style should be very different. So this particular aspect of parenting, as we go forward, let me introduce you to the kind of what are we trying to put it across. So, again, another question to all the audience over here: is parenting a role or a relationship? What's the difference on and how do you behave when you are in a role and when you are in a relationship? And any one of the audience can take over on this question. I would want to hear them. As a parent, do you think it is a role? Is it a relationship?
Relationship, I guess, between me and my child.
Okay.
I think that
Deepak ji, please, let's translate it into Hindi so that others can also participate. Akhilesh ji?
जी का कहना है कि पेरेंटिंग, अभिभावक होना, ये सिर्फ 20 साल का काम नहीं है, ये आजीवन चलने वाला, लाइफ लॉन्ग, जिसको उन्होंने कहा, ये आजीवन चलने वाली चीज होती है। और जो प्रश्न उन्होंने पूछा है वो ये है कि माँ बाप को अभिभावक के रूप में होना, क्या ये एक रोल है, ये एक जिम्मेवारी है, या एक रिलेशनशिप है, यानी एक रिश्ता है? ये प्रश्न उन्होंने पूछा है कि आप इसे क्या मानते हैं।
I say something? Yes, sir. So, that also, according to me, depends on the age of the child. Because when the child is young, I mean the son or daughter, they are young, वो जो हम कहते हैं कि वो जब नादान होते हैं तब वो पेरेंटिंग बिकम्स अ रोल, क्योंकि वो नहीं समझते. एंड व्हेन दे ग्रो टीनेजर्स एंड अबव, then it has to get translated slowly into a relationship. जैसे शायद संस्कृत में कहा गया है कि 16 साल के बाद बच्चों को अपने फ्रेंड समझो, मित्र समझो. It can be 14 or it can be 18, depends on the child. So that is my answer. Okay, very well. Do they need a relationship with them? What do the children need? Deepika, would you want to take up and answer that? Anybody who knows Hindi also, please answer. I can understand Hindi. Probably I might not speak as fluently as Akhilesh sir on Hindi part, but I do understand it. And I, to a very great extent, हम समझ भी सकते हैं और थोड़ा सा बात भी कर सकते हैं.
तो आप हिंदी में ही बोलिए, टर्म अंग्रेजी का यूज कर लीजिए. जिसके लिए शब्द नहीं आता हो हिंदी में, उसको अंग्रेजी वाला यूज कर लीजिए. यह दीपिका जी है.
आपका रोल चाहता है या आपका रिलेशनशिप एज अ पेरेंट?
According to me, I think that you want relationship as a role. I mean, nobody.
अनुपम हिंदी में.
हाँ, मतलब कोई भी नहीं चाहता कि कोई उसके ऊपर कोई रूल करे. रिलेशनशिप में वो ज्यादा फ्रेंडली होने की वजह से वो ज्यादा मतलब कंफर्टेबल होगा.
Mr. Saurav?
मैं भी अनुभव सर से सहमत हूँ. मैं वही बोलने के बाद कि बच्चों को बेसिकली एक सेफ होनी चाहिए जहाँ उनको पता हो कि वो गलती करके वापस आ सके और उनको क्षमा मिल सके. लेकिन मिस्टेक इज ओके, ये चाहिए. ये उनके रिलेशनशिप से मिले या रोल से मिले, उसको ज्यादा पता होगा कि तुम्हें कैसे इस रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी को फुलफिल करना है ताकि बच्चों को वो इन्वॉल्वमेंट मिल सके.
Okay. There is a there is another chat window पे और एक there is another input. बच्चों को रोल की भी जरूरत है और रिलेशनशिप का भी नीड फील करते हैं बच्चे accordingly his or her age. Absolutely, that is from Mr. Santosh Singh. Yes, so basically it is not about or. It is not about is parenting a role or a relationship. Parenting is both the relationship and the role. Role is for you, relationship is for children. So it is very important. You need both of them. Role is as a parent, as a mother, as a father. So children also have a role, parent also has a role. So it is not or, it is and. So for you, it is your parent. For children at the receiving end, बच्चों क्या चाहते हैं कि रिलेशनशिप, बट फॉर यू एज अ ड्यूटी, एज अ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, रोल बहुत जरूरी है. और द डिफरेंस कि रोल के हिसाब से रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आ जाता है और रिलेशनशिप के हिसाब से इमोशनल कनेक्ट आ जाता है. सो बोथ आर डिफरेंट एंड बोथ आर द टू फेसेस ऑफ द सेम कॉइन. इट इज नॉट डिफरेंट. It is not like a two different poles. It is the same two faces of the same coin to say, I need a role and I need a relationship also. For you, it is a role, but for the children, it is relationship. So basically, that is the entire crux of the parenting part. But let me also go ahead and introduce you how the parenting has changed from then to now. So पहले क्या था, और 60s में 70s में या 80s में टेक्नोलॉजी इतना नहीं हुआ था और पेरेंटिंग बहुत अलग था और आजकल पेरेंटिंग का मतलब है बहुत अलग से है। दोनों पेरेंट्स वर्क करते हैं, वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस करना पड़ता है और रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज अलग है, माइक्रो फैमिलीज ज्यादा हो गए हैं और the kind of the population has really grown, the distractions have grown multifold. So all this have changed as a part of the parenting of what we had been through from our parents. And when we become parents to the children today, the expectations of those children from us is totally different. So, Akhilesh sir, if you would want to help me translate these last two sentences, I will take to the next one.
आपने कहा कि बच्चे गार्जियन की तरफ से वो चाहते हैं इमोशनल कनेक्ट, यानी भावनात्मक जुड़ाव। बच्चे आपसे भावनात्मक रूप से जुड़ना चाहते हैं। एक पेरेंट के तौर पर आपके लिए ये ड्यूटी हो सकता है, आपका कर्तव्य हो सकता है, लेकिन बच्चे के लिए वो कर्तव्य नहीं है। बच्चा हर हाल में आपसे, ठीक है, अनुशासन वाली बात तो वो सीखेगा ही, लेकिन वो आपसे जुड़ना चाहता है। और एक्सपेक्टेशंस क्या है गार्जियन के तौर पर हर व्यक्ति का अलग एक्सपेक्टेशन हो सकता है। तो बच्चे को वो चीज पता होना चाहिए कि आप उससे क्या चाहते हैं।
Absolutely. तो संतोष जी ने कहा था बहुत ही माइक्रो लेवल डिफरेंस समझाया मैम रोल और रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी में। थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सो मच। सो गोइंग फर्दर द नेक्स्ट एस्पेक्ट parenting. Okay, so let me introduce you to the parenting today is no longer about control or care. Okay, lot of parents today they वो समझते हैं कि कंट्रोलिंग बहुत होना चाहिए या केयर बहुत होना चाहिए, मगर ये दोनों भी नहीं है। आजकल क्या करना पड़ता है, इट इज अ कॉन्शियस इन्फ्लुएंस और यू इन्फ्लुएंसिंग योर किड। मैं इंग्लिश में ये कह दूंगी और अखिलेश सर से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी कि ट्रांसलेट करें। It is not about the children might not listen to what you say. Children will definitely do what you do. I repeat, Akhilesh sir, I would want you to stress on this particular point. I'm saying it in English because my Hindi is not that great as yours. I repeat, children might not listen what you say, but children will definitely what you do. And that is conscious influence today. If you can help me, I'll go to the next one.
मैम का कहना है कि पेरेंटिंग का मतलब उनको कंट्रोल करना बात नहीं है, यानी आप उनको नियंत्रित करें, उन पर चाबुक चलाए, हंटा चलाए, ये पेरेंटिंग नहीं है। पेरेंटिंग इस तरह की चीज होती है कि आपका बच्चा आपको सुने, आपने जो कुछ उसे कहा वो उसको सुने और ओबे करे। सुनने से मतलब है ओबे करना है, यानी आपकी बात मानना। तो आप सिर्फ उसके इंस्ट्रक्शन दे करके कि ऐसा मत करो और ये ठीक नहीं है, ये करने के बजाय आप क्या करते हैं खुद करके दिखाना कि जैसी जिंदगी आप जिएंगे और वैसा बच्चा वो सीखेगा ज्यादा अच्छे से और उसको मानेगा, समझेगा। मैडम का कहना है कि आप स्वयं से करके दिखाएं, ना कि सिर्फ आदेश दे करके। मैं यहाँ पे एक जोड़ना चाहूंगा जो मैडम ने नहीं कहा है कि आप दिन भर स्मोकिंग करते हैं और बच्चे को कहे सिगरेट पीना बुरा है, तो बच्चा उसको नहीं समझेगा।
Absolutely.
जी
Sure. Thank you, sir. So let's go forward. So I will introduce you to earlier, better than this. So one is parenting is not instinctive anymore. पहले क्या होता था, हम दूसरों को पेरेंटिंग सीखते थे, अभी वो सही नहीं होगा। It is intentional. It is very conscious. You should be mindful on what are you doing. तो अखिलेश सर ने कहा था कि आप स्मोक करते हो तो आप कह सकते हैं कि स्मोक मत करें, मगर ये क्या होता है, चिल्ड्रन माइट ओनली सी व्हाट यू डू एंड दे विल जस्ट inculcate those kind of habits. So you should be very conscious about it. The second part of it is the world children are growing is lot and noisier and very, very uncertain. So please don't compare yourself to the era of 80s and 90s, how you grew. And please stop giving the examples that when I was a kid like you, when I was, my parents were like this, my world was like this, you are into a different one. Please stop comparing yourself into today's children and today's era and today's generation. because the world has totally changed completely, and that example itself irritates them because you cannot compare apple to an orange. And after the third point, I leave it to Akhilesh sir to translate this. So the old parenting templates are completely broken down, and you cannot use that as a template that once upon a time my parents used to beat me, I will beat you, or my parents were very controlling, I will also control you. Please don't consider that as a validity. It is not going to work today in this era with the kind of technology, with the kind of the faster rate of the world, and how you grew can't be a pattern to it. So, as a parent, my first mantra for you is please stop comparing how you grew and implement it today because the world is no more like that. Let's sir, continue.
मेरा कहना है कि सबसे पहले तो आप अपनी तुलना या अपने समय की तुलना आज के जमाने के हिसाब से ना करें। तो कंपेयर तो बिल्कुल ना करें, तुलना बिल्कुल ना करें कि हमारे जमाने में ऐसा होता था, हम लोग ऐसा करते थे, तुम लोग ऐसा करते हो। उस जमाने में पिटाई होती थी, इसलिए तुम्हारी भी पिटाई होगी। तो इस तरह की बातें बिल्कुल ना करें। हम क्या खाते थे, कैसे पढ़ते थे, हम लोग अपनी अपनी जनरेशन के हिसाब से अपनी बातें बच्चों को जरूर बताते हैं, ये बात सही है। लेकिन तुलना कतई नहीं करनी चाहिए कि तुम्हें भी वैसा ही करना है। क्यों? क्योंकि दुनिया पूरी तरह से बदल गई है और इस बदलाव को हम सिर्फ बदलाव नहीं कहेंगे, क्योंकि ड्रास्टिक चेंज जिसे इंग्लिश में कहते हैं कि पूरी तरह से बदल गई है। एक तरह से कुछ भी पहले वाली चीज रह नहीं गई है। मैंने एक नाम लिया था कि आप एप्पल यानी सेब की तुलना संतरा से कतई नहीं कर सकते। तो दोनों अलग चीजें हैं। तो उस तरह से और मार पिटाई तो बिल्कुल ही भूल जाना चाहिए। मैडम के आने से पहले भी मैं इसके बारे में चर्चा कर रहा था कि बीटिंग तो बिल्कुल नहीं करनी है। जी मैम।
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So let's go forward, and I will introduce you to the 4 different levels of parenting. Somebody just okay. Then somebody talking, please.
म्यूट कर दिया, आप आगे चलिए।
Okay. There are 4 types of parenting which I'm going to introduce you to. Level is the survival parenting. What do you mean by survival parenting? The typical behavior of a survival parenting is they keep saying that I'm giving all that you need. And what is your problem when you have it all? This is survival. I have given you food, I have given you water, shelter, clothing, education. You ask for it and you have it. I have given it to you all. What is your problem? Why are you not doing that? Why is that you are not scoring better? So the demands are directly proportional to the kind of the survival necessities that it has been given to you. So the parents start behaving that I'm giving all that you need. What is the problem when you have it all? We did not have luxury as you had. So just listen to me. Just listen to me because your life is so very luxurious and I have given you all the amenities that you need. Or do as I say. This is the survival parenting. This is the survival necessity. And what is the outcome? Okay. When you behave like this, how does the child's behavior and the personality shapes up is child only survives, but it does not thrive or self-reflect. They just go into the autopilot mode. They also inculcate the same kind of behavior from you, saying that the life is all about meeting fundamental necessities. It is not beyond anything, and they stop self-reflecting. They don't become a very confident individual, and their self-esteem also gets affected when you are into the survival parenting. Point number 1. Point number 2, when you keep saying that I was like this, you don't have this, I was like this, you don't have these, I did not have so much of luxury, you have so much of luxury, they feel that what you are comparing with that particular kid is they feel that you are not able to understand my problem. You are always comparing with a lower strata of the things and you are unable to understand me. When I, as a kid, feel that you are unable to understand me, I will not put my energy to understand others because I feel that nobody is understanding me. Why should I understand others? So the self-reflection and thriving and going not be able to thrive on self-respect. So I self-reflect. That is what is going to transform as their behavior when there is a survival parenting style. Akhilesh sir, on to you.
अखिलेश जी, अखिलेश जी।
मैम
जी जी जी।
कहना था कि अभिभावक के लिए 4 लेवल हैं, 4 डिफरेंट लेवल्स ऑफ पेरेंटिंग उन्होंने कहा था, यानी कि अलग अलग 4 तरह के इसमें स्तर होंगे जिस पर हमें गौर करना है। इसमें पहली बात इन्होंने कही थी सर्वाइवल पेरेंटिंग। सर्वाइवल से आशय है कि आप बच्चे को जीवित रहने के लिए जो चीजें जरूरी होती हैं, चाहे वो पानी हो, भोजन हो, कपड़ा हो, रहने का घर हो, तो ये बेसिक चीजें जो होती हैं आप उनको देते हैं। तो आपको लगता है कि हम माँ बाप हैं और बच्चे को हम सब कुछ दे रहे हैं, इसलिए बच्चा हमारी बात मानेगा, जैसा हम कहेंगे वैसा वो करेगा। तो कई बार ऐसा नहीं होता, उसके भीतर कुछ कॉम्प्लेक्स डेवलप होने लगते हैं। और तुलना जिसकी बात अभी पहले की हो चुकी थी कि तुलना करते हैं कि हमारे जमाने में ऐसा होता था तो वैसा कर रहे हो, तो ये चीजें नहीं होनी चाहिए। बहुत सारे यही है।
Absolutely. Sure. Thank you. So this was the survival parenting. The next parenting is control parenting. As the name itself says, you are controlling. You can see the picture, everything is controlled. Do as I say, stand. When I tell you stand, you should stand. When I tell you sit, sit. If some guest has come home, you should behave like this only. So everything is controlled. Everything is controlled. Even while you go to the shop, I want to purchase the clothing that I like. No, no, no. You will have to select what I like. This color suits you. This is controlling from top to bottom. So they focus on discipline, obedience, and comparison. Somebody is like this, you should also be that. Somebody is taken a first rank, you should also be taken first rank. Somebody else is going for Olympiad or somebody is going for NCC, you should also do that. So they keep comparing from one to another, and there is a high level of control. And whether irrespective of a boy or girl, the control can happen with both the genders. One. What is that they do is they inject the kind of fear. If you don't do this, you will get punishment. If you don't do this, you will get penalized. If you do this, I will give you the gift. Or you will be either the fear, or there is a reward, or there is a penalty or punishment. These are all the kind of the tools that control parenting or a control parent will use. What happens as a third point when the child is, you know, when is not parenting good. One is adhere to your input. They adhere to your instructions. They will follow all what you say, but they will not be a confident individuals. आत्मविश्वास नहीं हो सकता है उस subtracted by the in the way that they see themselves. The third aspect is indecisive. They cannot take decisions. So कोई निर्धार नहीं कर सकते वो लोग. और fourth point है कि उस हिसाब से when they come to adolescence, when they come to teenage, they become a rebel. Always being controlled all the while. When you say, and at a point, adolescents, while there is a rush of hormones, while they compare themselves for outside, they feel that why should I follow you? I'm not following you. I'm not going to go ahead and, who are you to control me? That aspect of a rebel comes when they become adolescents. And else, on the other end, either become people pleasers. I want to please you, I can do anything to please. This also goes involved as a part of other behavior when there is a control parenting. This is the control parenting. Either they can be, either they can become a rebel, become a people pleasers. Whatever you say, I will be able to whatever gives you the pleasure, I can be one because I have always been controlled. So this is how the resultant behavior of the kid gets displayed and gets developed when there is a control parenting. This is level 2 or the type 2 parenting as such. Akhilesh sir, on to you.
दूसरी चीज जो थी, दूसरा पॉइंट था मैडम का सर्वाइवल पेरेंटिंग के बाद वो था कंट्रोल पेरेंटिंग, यानी कि माता पिता बच्चों को अपने हिसाब से कंट्रोल करना चाहते हैं और उनका लालन पालन इस प्रकार से होना चाहिए, करना चाहते हैं कि मैं जो कहूँ वो करो, क्योंकि मैं अभिभावक हूँ। किस तरह कपड़े पहनो, किस तरह से रहो, ऐसा करो, ऐसा ना करो, और अगर जैसा मैं कहता हूँ या कहती हूँ तुम नहीं करते हो तो तुम्हें सजा मिलेगी, पनिशमेंट मिलेगा। अगर आपने ऐसा किया तो फिर बच्चा क्या हो जाएगा, रेबिलियस हो जाएगा, यानी आपको जो करना है करो, मैं तो यही करूंगा या करूंगी। तो जब बच्चा एडोलेसेंस में पहुंचता है, यानी किशोरावस्था में पहुंचता है, तो उसको थोड़ी आजादी मिलनी चाहिए। ये इसका साथ था।
Absolutely. Sure, sir. Thank you. So we saw the survival parenting, we saw control parenting. Let's go ahead and explore the next one. This is more of the coaching parenting. This is level 3. As we go forward, the last one is a very positive parenting aspect. So the coaching parent focuses. What do? Is they play as a guide. Okay? So they play as a guide, they explain what it is, and there is an emotional safety. Whenever you want to say something, please tell it to me. I will not judge you. They focus on guiding the children, they play with them, they provide that kind of emotional safety. Even if you're angry, you can come and tell me. So they will express their own emotions. So the parents don't hold, they coach the children, they coach children. Even if the child is throwing tantrums, they are very, very stubborn. So they go ahead to provide the explanation rather than beating, rather than controlling them, rather than pulling them, pushing them, or compare them, or scold them. They don't do all that. Coaching parent will always go ahead to say that, okay, while you are feeling, while you are behaving very stubbornly, calm down. Tell me what it is. Why do you think you need this particular toy? So they go ahead to provide that emotional safety. They don't lose patience. That is the biggest advantage of a coaching parent. You cannot work with a child losing your patience. A coaching parent is somebody who acts like a teacher whenever it is required. They guide, they say this is right, this is wrong, and they'll also substantiate why it is wrong. They explain it. That is the biggest advantage of a coaching. With that, the shift happens. What is the shift? Rather than generally all the parents keep telling, don't do this, don't do this, do this, do this, etc. No, the coaching parent will say, they teach, you should do this because of one, two, differences. They don't react, they respond. What is the difference between reaction and respond? Reaction is you are angry, I am also angry. It is like you tend to take the control. You raise your voice, I also raise my voice. That is reacting to the emotion. Responding is if you are shouting, I will just calmly say, now, even if you would want to shout how much ever you want. I will be very calm and relaxed. Then I will ask you, tell me what is that is really triggering. That is response. You are not emotionally triggered just like the other person. It is just not for parents and children, but this is for every relationship. Or you somebody who is reacting or responding to the in a relationship or the kind of the situation. The third aspect of a parenting in such coaching parenting is rather than instructing, they explore. Okay, let's understand what exactly it is. Let's understand more on this particular topic. Let's explore what it is. Rather than instructing, they give the space for experimenting. By doing this, what happens with the child is, बदले में क्या होता है कि they start taking decisions because you are trying to explore, you are trying to respond, you are trying to teach them, and you are trying to give them the response.
मेरी आवाज नहीं आ रही है, मैम यू आर नॉट ऑडिबल।
वो कुछ हो जाता है उमेश जी, कुछ गड़बड़। हाँ ना, अभी आप ऑडिबल हैं।
Oh, okay. So the coaching parenting, as I told you, so from the instruction to the exploring part of the resultant behavior, when a child is develop under the coaching.
कट रहा है आवाज, आपकी आवाज कट रही है।
No? Okay, there is some noise also. I do not know what is that, but there is a noise.
संतोष जी आप बंद कर लीजिए, बाकी लोग सभी म्यूट हो जाएं, जब बोलना हो तभी बोले। और प्रतिमा जी, अखिलेश जी जब इसको ट्रांसलेट कर देंगे उसके बाद अमरिंदर जी का हाथ ऊपर है।
हाँ, sure, absolutely. So when the trust, that's what I would want to reiterate. When the trust increases between the child and the parent, the child will grow as a more confident individual than compared to the any other individual. That is the basic personality trait that every parent needs to ensure that the child has. Become a confident individual, become an individual with a lot of self-worth. If you can go ahead to do that, nothing to stop. Akhilesh sir, on to you.
तो बहुत संक्षेप में ये है कि पेरेंटिंग के जो सर्वाइवल पेरेंटिंग और कंट्रोल पेरेंटिंग के बाद तीसरी बात जो इन्होंने कही है ये है कोचिंग पेरेंटिंग, यानी कि आपको एक कोच की हैसियत से काम करना है। माँ बाप हैं तो माँ बाप होने के साथ साथ आप बच्चों के गाइड हैं, उनके टीचर हैं, उनके मार्गदर्शक हैं। तो इस रूप में आपको अपने को लेके चलना होगा और किसी चीज को सिर्फ आदेश देकर के नहीं करना है, बल्कि उनको चीजों को समझाना है, एक्सप्लेन करना है कि इसको ऐसा करना है तो क्यों करना है, क्यों करना जरूरी है। बच्चे के दिमाग में आदेश पालन करना है सिर्फ माँ बाप होने के नाते, ऐसा होने के बजाय क्या करने से उनका भला होगा, क्या करने से उनका बुरा होगा, ये समझाना, एक्सप्लेन करना बहुत जरूरी है। सिर्फ इसलिए कि मैं माँ बाप हूँ और मैं आपको ऐसा कह रहा हूँ या कह रही हूँ आपको करना है, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए। क्योंकि ऐसा करने पे कई बार बच्चा चूंकि जब एडोलसेंट होगा तो वो रिएक्शन देगा और आप चिल्ला के बोलेंगे तो हो सकता है वो भी चिल्ला कर बोलने लगे। तो वैसी स्थिति में अपना आपा नहीं खोना है और थोड़ा सा संतुलित दिमाग के साथ ठंडा होकर के करना है। तो रिएक्शन और रिस्पॉन्डिंग ये दो चीजें मैडम का उस पर जोर था। और अंत में इन्होंने कहा कि जो ट्रस्ट है, भरोसा, यानी बच्चा आप पर भरोसा करे कि आप हमारे माँ बाप हैं और आप हमारे लिए जो भी कहेंगे वो अच्छा ही होगा और एक दूसरे के लिए म्यूचुअल अंडरस्टैंडिंग के साथ आगे बढ़ना होगा। इतना मैम।
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So, Aman, I saw your hand up. Do you have any questions? आपका कोई प्रश्न था?
अमरिंदर
Yes, please.
अमरिंदर जी पहले आप बोल रहे, अमरिंदर जी का हाथ ऊपर था। अमरिंदर जी हैं या चले गए? पुंडराज जी हो गए, अमरिंदर जी लगता है नहीं है अब। एक सेकंड देख लेते हैं। मैं अमरिंदर जी नहीं है। ठीक है दीपक जी, आप पहले पूछिए, फिर पांडुरंग जी पूछेंगे, पाठक जी पूछेंगे।
हाँ, मैं आपकी अनुमति हो तो इसमें थोड़ा एक और ऐड करना चाहूंगा कि आजकल के टीनेजर्स बच्चे दे ऑल्सो हैव देयर ओन ओपिनियन और उनका ओपिनियन रहता है, अंडरस्टैंडिंग रहती है और हमेशा कहते हैं नहीं कि जो वो करते हैं उसके लिए भी उनके पास कुछ कारण होते होंगे, रीजनिंग होते होंगे। तो ये जो टेलिंग, रिएक्टिंग, इंस्ट्रक्टिंग होके शिफ्ट के बाद जो डिस्कशन पार्ट, गाइडेंस, एक्सप्लेनेशन, दिस शुड आल्सो इन्वॉल्व डिस्कशन एंड लिसनिंग टू देम।
Yes.
दैट लिसनिंग, जो भी उनको सुनना विद एम्पैथी, तो उनको लगेगा कि हम उनको सुन रहे हैं और उसके जो उनके जो भी रीजंस होंगे, एक्सप्लेनेशन होगा, उसके साथ बात करेंगे तो they will feel we are like their friends and we are not trying to control.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, sir. Totally agree. So, responding and exploring emotional safety comes as a part of listening and also nudging them and also guiding them. So, all of them carry the part of listening part with and exploring is two-way, and the listening comes in that particular part. I mean, wow, very, very well said.
पाठक जी आप पूछिए।
नमस्कार। मेरा थोड़ा सा अपना अनुभव रहा है। आवाज जा रही है मेरी?
Yes, sir.
मैं इंडिया में संस्कृत का शिक्षक रहा और आज मैं अमेरिका में अमेरिका के ऑस्ट्रेलिया कनाडा के बच्चों को मैं पढ़ाता हूँ और एक वीडियो मैंने 2 मिनट का वीडियो शेयर किया है शिव सर। मैं चाहूंगा कि वो वीडियो बहुत बड़ा उदाहरण बताएगा कि पेरेंटिंग क्या होता है। डॉक्टर कुसुम लता फेमस डॉक्टर है अमेरिका में, अपने 15 वर्ष के बच्चे को मोबाइल नहीं दे रही है, उसके पापा मोबाइल नहीं दे रही है। अमेरिका में बहुत अच्छी कहानी है और बच्चे गायत्री पढ़ते हैं। वो हमको टीचर रखे हैं कि आप उनको गायत्री सिखाओ। मैंने उन्हें सिखाया कि अर्ली इन द मॉर्निंग व्हेन यू वक अप यू टच योर। हम में से आज हम लोग में हम जो पेरेंट्स हैं, हम अपने माता पिता को सवेरे उठ के प्रणाम नहीं करते और हम अपने बच्चे से अपेक्षा रखते हैं कि वो हमको प्रणाम करे। कभी नहीं होगा,
कभी नहीं होगा, जरूर। या
सिर्फ सर यदि दिक्कत नहीं हो तो वो वीडियो जरा शेयर कर देते हैं, अगर दिक्कत नहीं है। बहुत अच्छी
मैं वीडियो शेयर कर दूंगा, लेकिन अभी ये सेशन चलने दीजिए, शेयर में अंत में कर दूंगा।
वही है, कहानी वही है कि बच्चे 16 वर्ष के हैं और वो बोलते हैं कि मैंने पूछा कि यू हैव मोबाइल, बोले कि नहीं। पापा कहते हैं कि तुमको 18 वर्ष के बाद मोबाइल दूंगा। मम्मा कहती है मैं कभी नहीं दूंगी तुमको मोबाइल। मैं बोलता हूँ कि तुम तो डॉक्टर बन जाएगी तो फिर तुमको क्या दिक्कत है। तो वो बच्चे आज डॉक्टर हैं, अमेरिका में वो बन चुकी है डॉक्टर। तो यही इतना ही कहना था कि बच्चे ऐसा नहीं है, हमारे यहाँ हम शिक्षक हैं, मैं देखता हूँ। चलिए आगे बढ़ाइए।
मैं शेयर कर दूंगा पाठक जी, अभी नहीं करूंगा, अभी लेट्स कंटिन्यू।
So let's go ahead and continue with the last part of the first was the survival parenting, next was control parenting, and the third level was the coaching parenting. The fourth parenting level is conscious and future ready parenting. Okay, that is the fourth level. What exactly is the conscious and the future ready parenting? What is the focus is? Emotional intelligence. The emotional safety, as Deepak sir just mentioned a couple of minutes ago, it is more of guiding, it is more of nudging, it is more of hand holding, it is more of listening, exploring together. So all that leads to the emotional intelligence to question what are you going through? Can I even listen to you what you are going through and how can I help you? Next is they form an identity. Okay, all the adolescents go through an identity crisis once when they hit their teenage, particularly that age range. So please ensure that you are giving them and nudging them with the emotional intelligence, sit and explain it to them and connect with them. That is extremely important, and that forms the basis for the emotional intelligence. Next is emotional intelligence. I think we have had a lot of sessions on emotional intelligence for all the parents to understand what is emotional intelligence. I'm sure one of us had some of the sessions on emotional intelligence. Please listen to that. Next is the focus is also as and when the teenage is completed, they are also making big career decisions. So please be involved in the career and life readiness. Be it in the career part, be it in the personality trait part, it's important for you to develop the career and the life readiness once when you are a parent at that particular age. What are the belief systems for conscious and the future ready parenting is the child is what the parent believes is my child is an extension of me, but a responsibility interested to me. Okay, as I told you, it is both a role and relationship. Next is you feel that you are accountable to raise a very noble citizen for this country. So that is how the conscious and the future ready parenting looks like. So they go ahead to have a holistic approach for the development for a future ready. You will develop them as both a career, as a responsible citizen, and also with a great personality traits. That is how you look forward, both for the social responsibilities, individual responsibilities, community responsibilities, and the country and the national responsibilities. That is how you nudge them to be an accountable citizen of this country. Because what happens if you are a parent with a conscious and future ready parenting? your children will become more self-aware. They will become more, vigilant about the things that are happening in and around them. They constantly keep questioning, this is right, this is how we should go ahead, this is how we should improve, this is how it can be taken initiatives. They just are self-aware as an individual. Next is they are very resilient and confident adults. Resilient is once when they even fail, they know that they have a reason for failure. They are resilient, they don't give up, and that is how they grow and they become extremely confident adults. I would love to, reiterate the fact that as a parent, irrespective of whether you were in 80s or 90s or 2000s or 2050s, all this is possible. It is not nothing to do with age, but you need to be self-aware as an individual to ensure that are you responsible to bring up an individual who can fit in both from a individual perspective, from a personality, from the career, social, and who can, build their life overall. If you can actually cover all the four quadrants, you have been a great parent and you should be able to pat your back for yourself, looking at your child's growth and the way they succeed. So this is how the conscious and the future ready parenting looks like. Kilver sir, on to you.
पेरेंटिंग का ये चौथा पॉइंट था जिसका नाम दिया मैडम ने कॉन्शियस एंड फ्यूचर रेडी पेरेंटिंग, यानी भविष्य के लिए बच्चे को तैयार करने वाला पेरेंटिंग। ऐसा लालन पालन, ऐसी अपील जो बच्चा भविष्य के लिए खुद की, देश की, समाज की भलाई के लिए वो अपने को तैयार कर सके। तो बच्चा न सिर्फ आपकी बात सुने, न सिर्फ डेवलप करे, बल्कि वो समाज के लिए भी और अपने खुद के लिए भी वो उपयोगी बन सके। तो बच्चा किसी भी हालत में परेशानियों के सामने रुके नहीं। एक जो टर्म मैडम ने यूज किया वो था रेजिलियंट, यानी कि वो हार न मानने की भावना अपने भीतर विकसित कर सके। नॉट टू गिव अप, जो टर्म मैडम ने यूज किया था, क्योंकि गिव अप का मतलब होता है हार मान लेना, हथियार डाल देना, हाथ खड़े कर देगा। तो बच्चे में इस तरह की भावना होनी चाहिए और वो आपको विकसित करना है, क्रिकेट करना है। तो इस हिसाब से बच्चे को आगे बढ़ाना है कि कितना लेवल पर अपने लिए वो समाज के लिए काम करे, जो समुदाय को, कम्युनिटी बहुत जरूरी है, जो समुदाय के लिए और सबसे बड़ी बात देश के लिए, अपने राष्ट्र के लिए कि वो।
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So let's go forward. These were the four different levels of parenting. So anybody who can actually tell me all the four levels of parenting which you have learned. I'm not going back onto the slides. Let me see how effective listeners you are. What are the four levels of parenting? Any one of them? You just unmute yourself and tell me all the four types. What were the four types of parenting we discussed? Come on, I know you know that.
Survival, controlling, teaching, conscious.
Superb, Gaurav. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Absolutely. Survival parenting, control parenting, coaching parenting, and conscious and future ready parenting. Absolutely brilliant. So let's go ahead and explore a little bit more as a part of the do's and don'ts as well. Do's of parenting. While we understood the levels, okay, these are all the levels. Now tell me, as a parent, okay, one of you will, most of you are parents, including me. I am a parent as well. Let me ask me, saying that, okay, मैं तो समझ गई कि क्या है, क्या types है, क्या levels है, but क्या कर सकते हैं? What are the do's of parenting? Okay, I will only give you the kind of 5 each of do's and the don'ts of the parenting. The do's of parenting, what should you do? First is regulate yourself before correcting your child. Remember, I told you, I emphasized, me and Achilles are actually emphasized to say that children might not do what you say. Children will definitely do what you do. So you are an example, you are a role model. First, you need to understand that, are you a role model, and understand yourself, are you short-tempered, or you very friendly, or you emotionally intelligent, or you career-oriented, or you responsible. Regulate yourself before correcting your child. Be a role model. Role model is looking at you. They will say that yeah, my parent is somebody who's so confident. My parent is so hardworking. My parent is so patient-minded. My parent is somebody who really takes the responsibility. Regulate and be mindful about yourself before correcting your child. Always be conscious. Second, listen more than you lecture. Please listen to them. We all have got 2 ears and one mouth because we need to listen twice as much as we speak. Listen more than lecturing. So listening builds that safety, and children will feel that yeah, there is somebody who really listens to them. And be active listener. Don't listen for the reason for the heck of listen, but listen carefully and mindfully. Third point, boundaries with empathy. These are already been mentioned, saying that we need to listen with guidance and empathy. So this is exactly what he mentioned and what I am also reiterating. So this is extremely important for us to understand that set boundaries. As a parent, we all understand that we need to set boundaries. I agree. While you set the boundaries, be very empathetic in it. You need to reiterate that I understand how you are feeling, but this is your boundaries, this is your border, this is your limit. This is important. The fourth point is talk about the effort, not about the outcome. Okay, I know that you have really put a lot of effort for your exam. I understand you have got 70%, but a little more effort so that you can get 74% extra. Please don't increase 70% to 94% all of a sudden. You should be conscious that you should move 1 inch at a time, not 1 meter at a time. It builds the growth mindset that I can achieve. 74 can become 76, 76 can become 80, 80 can become not all of a sudden to 94. So you should be very conscious about it, and the growth mindset happens with small steps and not a big leap. The last point, the fifth point, model what you expect. So if you expect your child to be responsible, you be responsible. If you expect your child to be listening to you, you first listen. If you expect your child to be more accountable and take initiatives, you take accountable and take initiatives. If you expect your child to be reading, you will have to start displaying the reading and not holding the phone in your hand and getting distracted. If you sit in the front of TV and tell the child to say, go inside the room and don't see the TV, not possible. Model what you expect. Children learn more on who you are and not what you say. These are the 5 mantras of do's of parenting. Let's sir, on to you.
सॉरी, तो मैडम के इस हिस्से में बात ये की गई जिसको आपने नाम दिया डूज एंड डोंट्स ऑफ पेरेंटिंग, यानी एक अभिभावक के रूप में आपको क्या करना है और उससे भी ज्यादा जरूरी कि क्या नहीं करना है। 5 बातें इन्होंने कही। पहली चीज थी कि आप खुद उनके सामने एक उदाहरण प्रस्तुत करें। इन्होंने टर्म यूज किया था रेगुलेट, यानी आप उनके सामने एग्जाम्पल सेट करें। और वो लास्ट वाला जो हिस्सा था मॉडल, वो उससे मिलता जुलता है कि जिसमें आप उनके रोल मॉडल बने। आप जैसा चाहते हैं कि बच्चा वैसा बने, तो आपको खुद ही वैसा बिहेव करना होगा। आपने टेलीविजन का उदाहरण दिया कि आप बच्चे से कहते हैं टीवी मत देखो, होमवर्क करो, पढ़ाई करो, और आपको टीवी खोलकर बैठे हैं। अगर आप चाहते हैं कि बच्चा टीवी ना देखे, तो आपको भी टीवी बंद कर बैठना होगा। दूसरी चीज आपने कही वो ये थी कि आप बच्चे की बात सुने ज्यादा और ज्यादा भाषण न दे, लेक्चर न दे, यानी एक तरफा बात नहीं होनी चाहिए। बच्चा जब बड़ा होता है तो आपको उसकी बात, बेटा हो बेटी हो कोई भी हो, उसकी बात सुननी चाहिए लेक्चर देने के साथ या लेक्चर देने के पहले। वो क्या कहना चाहता है, क्या कहना चाहती है, क्या फील करती है, आप उसे सुने, उसको समझें, फिर उसको अपनी तरफ से राय दें। और एक बात जो बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट आपने कही वो थी एम्पैथी और सेट बाउंड्री के बारे में, यानी एक लिमिटेशन, एक सीमा एक तय करनी होगी आपको कि किस हद तक जाना है, किसके बाद नहीं जाना है। आपकी सीमा क्या होगी, बच्चे की सीमा क्या होगी। फिर जो अंतिम बात थी, जो बातों में मुझे सबसे महत्वपूर्ण लगती है, आपने कहा वो ये है कि एफर्ट लगाने के लिए बच्चे को कहें, रिजल्ट देने के लिए नहीं। यानी आप कितना प्रयास करेंगे, कितनी मेहनत करेंगे, उस पर जोर देना चाहिए, ना कि ये रिजल्ट तुम्हें 90% नंबर ला के दिखाना है। सब प्रयास करें, मेहनत करें, रिजल्ट बाद में अपने आप आएगा। जी मैडम।
Thank you, Sundar. Thank you so much. So, this is how the do's of the parenting will be. So let's go ahead and I will just go ahead and now emphasize on don'ts. While we understand this is the do's, we also are supposed to be understanding what is not. क्या करना चाहिए, क्या नहीं करना चाहिए. Okay. So what are the don'ts that we need to do? Always please remember that don't compare your child. Don't compare with the siblings. Don't compare with your cousins. Don't compare with the neighbors. Don't compare with your friends, kids, etc. Anybody for that matter or relatives. Please don't compare. These are the 5. I have given you 5 do's and I am giving you 5 don'ts. Don't compare. Next is don't label. Don't label as okay, you're useless, you're lazy, you're dumb. Nothing really, nothing really goes inside your mind. Your mind and your brain. You're born dumb. Please don't label. And again, very important is please don't pull your spouse to say that you're dumb like your mother, you're dumb like your father, you're lazy like your father, you're lazy like your mother. Please, this is my humble request to all the parents. Please don't disrespect your spouse in front of the child. I repeat, please don't disrespect your spouse. Be it if you are a mother, don't disrespect the father. If you are a father, please don't disrespect the mother in front of the child. They lose the respect about the other person. Please don't do this. This is extremely seen very vitally and very, across most of the families that I have personally witnessed also. Please don't do that. Next is, don't dismiss the emotions. Oh, come on, this is nothing. Why are you feeling? Why this is not so big? You know what? I have suffered so much in your age. Please don't dismiss their emotions. Don't dismiss once when they feel that is painful. So this is very important to build the emotional resilience. With that, it is also important that you don't act in fear. Don't parent out of fear. The fear of society, fear of community, fear of what are the others going to say, fear of how will you go ahead. How will I even stand in front of other people putting my head up? Please don't do the kind of a dramatic emotional drama around all these aspects in the name of society. It is totally unacceptable and most of the parents don't even know what are the ripple effects of it. Me being a therapist, I'm telling this to you. I work with children every now and then. I work with adolescents on a regular basis. I see how does this really has a ripple effect as they grow older. When I say all this, my dear parents, I have seen these occasions. This is not something taken somewhere. I have summarized it in all this with the real world cases, with the real cases that I have read. So please be aware about this aspect. But last but not the least, don't outsource. There are many parents who will say that मैंने school भेज दिया है वो देख लेंगे. नहीं, don't outsource your parenting to schools or coaches or screens. Tuition भेज दिया हो जाएगा, वो हो जाएगा, ये हो जाएगा. Or no, you are not outsourcing your parent. Your responsibility as a parent is your responsibility, not your nanas or nannies or dadas or dadis or schools or coaches or tuitions. No, it is your responsibility to bring in the to bring in a holistic personality of a child is solely the parenting and solely a parent's responsibility and not anybody else. They can just help you, they can support you, but the trunk of the tree is you yourself, and that is extremely. I repeat, don't compare, don't label, don't dismiss, don't have a parenting style out of fear, and don't outsource your parenting. Remember, this is my copyrighted statement. Correction without connection is totally a rejection. So don't correct your child without even connecting to them. If you are not connecting to them, whatever you correct, it will be a total rejection. Remember this as a parenting. This is something that I would want to tell you as 5 points of do's, 5 points of don'ts, and this is the do's and don'ts mantra of ours. Okay, sir, request you to just highlight all of them.
हाँ, तो क्या करना है, 5 बातें बताई गई थी, उसी की तरह क्या नहीं करना है वो मैडम ने चर्चा किया है. तो पहली चीज आपने बताई कि डोंट कंपेयर, यानी अपने बच्चे की तुलना दूसरे किसी के साथ ना करें. कि देखो तुम्हारे क्लासरूम में ये चीजें हैं, वो ऐसा कर लेता है या कर लेती है, तुम नहीं कर पाते हो। देखो वो ताऊ का लड़का है, वो ऐसा कर लेता है। देखो मौसी का लड़का है, अब लड़की है, ऐसा कर लेती है, तुम नहीं करते। तो किसी के साथ अपने बच्चे की तुलना न करें। ऐसा करने से उसके भीतर इंफीरियरिटी कॉम्प्लेक्स डेवलप होगा। तो तुलना करते ही न करें। फिर एक आपने कही डोंट लेवल, यानी बच्चे को ये न कहो कि तुम इसकी तरह हो, तुम ऐसे बन गए हो। तो किसी भी तरह से बच्चे की लेबलिंग न करे, क्योंकि वो साइकोलॉजिकली उसे बहुत नीचे खींचेगा, ड्रैग करेगा। तो ये अच्छी बात नहीं होती है, उसको लेबल ना दे। और तो एक और चीजें जो हम लोग मिस करते हैं वो होता है बच्चे के सामने स्पाउस यानी पति पत्नी एक दूसरे को रेस्पेक्ट ना देते हैं और बच्चों के सामने ही डांट फटकार लगा देते हैं। तो डोंट डिसरेस्पेक्ट योर स्पाउस, यानी बच्चे के सामने आप अपने पति या पत्नी जो भी हो तो उसको उनको सम्मान दें। ऐसा न करते शो करें कि आप उनको इज्जत नहीं देते, क्योंकि बच्चा भी वो सीखेगा और वो माँ बाप को इज्जत नहीं देगा। ये बड़े महत्वपूर्ण बात थी। और बच्चे की इमोशंस को डिसमिस ना करें, उनके इमोशंस का ख्याल रखें। बच्चा या बच्ची जो भी हो उस फीलिंग्स को समझने की कोशिश करें। डोमिनेट करने के बजाय उसको अंडरस्टैंड करना, उसको समझना जरूरी है। और लास्ट में अपनी जिम्मेवारी दूसरों पे न डालें, जिसको मैडम ने एक टर्म यूज किया, आउटसोर्स। आपकी जिम्मेवारी है, आप गार्जियन हैं। स्कूल में टीचर क्या करेंगे, ट्यूशन वाला क्या करेगा, कोच क्या करेगा, वो अलग की बात है। लेकिन आप अपनी जिम्मेवारी से मुक्त नहीं हो सकते कि हमने ट्यूटर लगा दिया, वो देख लेगा, तुमने अभी तक नहीं सीखा, क्यों नहीं सीखा। तो ये 5 बातें मैडम ने बताई। जी मैम।
Thank you, sir. That was very, very well done. Thank you. So, yeah, new age parenting, I only have 2 more things to add. Today, particularly today's time, unlike others, additions are more of a digital parent. Today, there is a lot of phones, technology has grown. So, there is a part of a digital parenting. So, be aware about your own digital use of it. As I just told you, you cannot sit in front of a TV and tell that now go inside and study now. You cannot have that one. Okay, the digital, as what you will get distracted, they will also get distracted. You will have to model that. Your own phone usage, your own TV usage, your own serial, what watching, everything matters for parenting. Please be aware about your own digital usage. Introspect within you impact. What are you trying to say? Are you modeling that? Introspect yourself. What are you? Are you controlling? Are you coaching? Are you in the survival mode? Are you future ready? Are you ready for the career? Are you ready to invest in their career? You instruct them. Next step. Screens are not the enemies, but unnoticed screens are. You cannot stop the child today from not using the phone, but you will have to regulate what are they using, because phone has both usefulness and uselessness. Look at the usefulness and tell them what to use, and you can put the control over it. What do you mean by control is you can put across the kind of what programs are they looking, why are they looking, what did they just discuss them, what did they really learn from it. So discuss why, not just the part of the time limit. So you will have to inject the kind of a functionality of thinking in the child. Teach the usage of what is the use of the telephone, how can you use it for better, or even question them. Now tell me, if there is Bablu, okay, or Pranav. So basically, Pranav, why do you think telephone? Why do you think all the parents say that phone is useless? You should not get addicted to the phone, etc. What is so interesting about Facebook and Instagram? Ask them rather than instructing them. Extract the information, listen to them. Trust me, they will give you more information than what it is, using which the relationship increases, and nudge them wherever it is required. And that is how you teach them, and not the kind of controlling aspect. This is digital parenting, which is a new era preventive. Akhilesh sir, on to you.
अब पुराने जमाने की बात तो रही नहीं, नया जमाना है। तो मैम ने इसको नाम दिया है न्यू एज पेरेंटिंग, नए जमाने की पेरेंटिंग। यानी अब वर्तमान समय में हमें इस तरह से अपने बच्चों को डेवलप करना है, उनको ग्रो करना है, और उसके लिए क्या करना होगा। तो इसमें फोकस डिजिटल यूजेस पे था, क्योंकि न्यू एज डिजिटल ही है। तो हम लोगों ने मैम के आने से पहले चर्चा की थी मोबाइल वगैरह के बारे में, तो उसी से संबंधित है कि डिजिटल यूजेस क्या होते हैं, किस प्रकार से हम मोबाइल का बच्चों के बेहतरी के लिए इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं। तो इसको समझना और इसके बारे में उनको बताना ये जरूरी है। दूसरी चीज थी इंट्रोस्पेक्ट बिफोर इंस्ट्रक्ट। दो शब्द हैं, इंट्रोस्पेक्ट करना यानी खुद से पूछना, और इंस्ट्रक्ट करना यानी आदेश देना, बच्चों को बताना। तो आप उनको बताते हैं कोई भी चीज करने के लिए, तो ये सोचिए कि ऐसा करने से क्या फायदा हो रहा है, ये बच्चे को समझाना होगा। तो अच्छे से पहले समझें और प्रोस एंड कॉन्स से बोलते हैं, फिर उसको उसके बारे में बताएं। तो फोन जरूरी है, एकदम से नहीं कर सकते कि नहीं फोन छूना ही नहीं है। फोन का इस्तेमाल रेगुलेट करना है, यानी कुछ टाइम लिमिट दे दे, चलो आधे घंटे के लिए कर लो, 1 घंटे के लिए कर लो, इस तरह से। और सबसे बड़ी बात, लिसन टू देम, जो टर्म मैडम ने यूज किया कि आप बच्चों की बात सुनिए, सिर्फ आदेश ना दें, उनको सुने और फिर उसके अनुसार अपने रिस्पॉन्स दें। जी मैम।
Thank you. Yeah. So at last, I have another one as a career-aware parent. This is a new age parent. Okay. So we have from the Vanaprasth itself, we have had brilliant career awareness sessions. Please go ahead, spend some time to look at what is it. You should become career-aware parent. While you take a decisions for your children, what is their profession? How should they go ahead to set themselves with respect to academics, whether it is science, commerce, or arts. I myself have taken it, and there are so many brilliant professionals who have taken it. Please go ahead and listen to that. Be career aware parenting, and this is one organization which will tell you what exactly you should be doing. And any question, please route it to us. We are more than happy to answer. But become career aware parenting. That is the point. Stop asking what do you want to become. Every other parent will ask like, oh, what is your ambition? What do you want to become? No, it is not about what you want to become. Right from the beginning, right from primary school, middle school, high school, what are you curious about? Are you interested in science? Are you interested in numbers? Do you think this balance sheet really interests you? Do you think debit and credit? Do you know what is the difference? Create that curiosity, create that inquisitiveness. What are you curious about? Ask them about it. The more you ask, the more interactions will happen. What problems do you enjoy solving? Can you observe this? There is a traffic problem. How do you think you can solve it? There is a risk management problem. How do you think you can solve it? This is idea generation. You are nurturing the critical thinking and creative intelligence for the kid. As a parenting, please observe things and ask them, involve them, and ensure that you also handhold them by giving solutions. What is possible, what is not possible. Why they are thinking. Even if they are in a fantasy world, it's okay. Really necessary? Do you think is it really possible? Come up with that and ask them. Don't dismiss any of their ideas, because that is also something which is a parenting style. With that, start exploring the career options and opportunities. And you, as I told you, I emphasize there are quite a lot of recorded videos on Vanaprasth YouTube channel. Please go ahead, take it out. And if you think that, okay, you need career assessment, there are umpteen number of people, including me, who is a part of Vanaprasth. Please encourage, and we will help you take the career assessment. Next is be collaborative. Involve yourself into the collaborative decisions while your child is trying to take it, because your child might not know everything. You can help them know because of your age, because of your experience, because of your exposure. It helps them, it complements them. So, there is one thing that at last I would want to emphasize to all the parents over here. Spend on building their career, not on food, education and entertainment. मैंने रिसोर्ट के लिए हम जाते हैं और या ट्रैवल करते हैं, आप सभी कर लो, मुझे कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, मगर it is the career is the most important part. Please stop yourself as I went into mall, I spent time on the movie, I spent time on, I am sending them to the school. No, that is not what is parenting. Career aware parenting is not just education, their profession and their persona building. That is career aware parenting. It was not there in 80s and 90s, and today this is extremely significantly applicable as a new era parenting, and you should become career aware parent. you're illiterate, or even if you have a less education, even if you're just second to you degree, doesn't matter. Your education doesn't matter you to become career aware, because you have lot parenting. That's my message. Akhilesh sir, on to you.
बीच में थोड़ा सा कटा और मेरा फोन भी अब लो होना शुरू हो गया है, लेकिन मैडम को मैंने जितना सुना और समझा उसके अनुसार इस पॉइंट को आपने कहा करियर अवेयर पेरेंटिंग, यानी आप बच्चों का आगे चल के करियर कैसा होगा तो उसको ध्यान में रख करके बच्चा क्या बनना चाहता है या चाहती है, उसके लिए आपको थोड़ा सा काम करना पड़ेगा। और बच्चे के भीतर क्यूरियोसिटी, जिज्ञासा पैदा करना, ये बहुत जरूरी है। ये तो बात सही है, पहले भी हम लोगों ने इसके बारे में चर्चा की थी कि हम लोग इम्पोज कर देते हैं कुछ चीजें कि तुम्हें ये बनना है, ये करना है। तो आप खुद क्या सोचते हैं कि बच्चे को डॉक्टर बनाए, इंजीनियर बनाए? बच्चा क्या बनना चाहता है या चाहती है, तो थोड़ा उससे उसके बारे में जरूर सोचना होगा। आपको अपनी जिम्मेवारी उस पर नहीं थोपनी है, बल्कि उसकी अपनी क्या इच्छा है। तो करियर को बिल्ड करना, बच्चे को उसके करियर से जुड़ा हुआ कि वो क्या करना चाहता है। और दूसरी चीज जो लास्ट में आपने कही मुझे बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट लगा, वही पर्सोना बिल्डिंग, यानी उसके व्यक्तित्व का विकास। तो व्यक्तित्व का विकास कहीं ज्यादा महत्वपूर्ण है और वो उसके करियर से जुड़ा हुआ होगा। तो ये दो चीजें अगर कर लिया जाए तो बच्चे का अपने आप भला होगा। जी मैडम।
Thank you, sir. So we have understood, I reiterate, survival parenting, control parenting, coaching parenting, future ready and the conscious parenting, and the new era parenting is digital parenting and career aware parenting. Please ensure that these are the do's and don'ts of the parenting and these are the different aspects. So at last but not the least, this is the last slide I have for the entire session as a foundational session. So again, manifest, I would request sister to, arrange for the rest of it. We have already discussed about it. We will do that as the time comes, not anything, but as a foundational aspect. We wanted to introduce you to the do's and don'ts, different aspects of the, parenting, but there are different styles of parenting, and at the age of, tiny toddlers, at the middle age, between, 5 to 10, 12 years, and as an adolescent, how should be your parenting? We will discuss on all these aspects, but as a foundational section, we wanted you to introduce what is parenting, what are the different levels of parenting, and you can be, irrespective of the age, you can apply all of them as a survival, coaching, controlling, and the future ready. You can be any one of them. And we also have introduced the kind of do's and don'ts, and that is not age related. So, irrespective of your child's age, you can do it. So, at last, I would want all the parents to think. This is a very reflective question to all the parents who are out here. While your child, आपके बच्चे 30 साल के या 35 वर्ष के होंगे, what should they think about you? What should they speak about you? Right now, I am somebody who's an adult, and what do I speak about my parents? And today, let me tell you, I am extremely, extremely proud of my parents, because I would give credit to every achievement of what I have done and what I am today as a confident individual, whether it's my academics or a career coaching. And I'm sure Shiv sir would have told you already before I came. I had my first book release on last Sunday. And even in that acknowledgement, I have given it to my parents, because they were the one who is responsible for what I am today. And I had both the working parents. So both used to work, and I come from a middle class family. And the kind of education, the kind of confidence, the kind of the persona, the way that they have brought me up, I am very, very proud to say that I will give the entire credit to what I am today to my parents. In the similar way, if you are a parent, what should your child, when they are 30, 35, what should they speak about you? Please behave like one and reflect on it. This is, you need not have to answer this. The answer is for you. The question is only from our. This is what it is, and I would end this session with that. Please ask me any questions. Happy to answer. Akhilesh sir, if you can translate and leave for the question and answers, let the audience take it forward. Akhilesh sir, are you there?
लगता है उनका फोन गड़बड़ हो गया। अखिलेश जी नहीं, अखिलेश जी नहीं बोल पा रहे हैं। तिवारी जी, आप ही समराइज कर दीजिए, फिर आगे बात करके अगला सेशन के बारे में बात करेंगे। तिवारी जी
मैं ऑन करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ।
जी, आप ही कर दीजिए उनका।
इसके लिए कहा कि उस पर मत तुम बच्चों को के जो इच्छाएं हैं उसको एक्सप्लोर करो। तो बताया अपना एग्जाम्पल की, तो माता पिता जो थे वो वर्किंग थे, दोनों काम करते थे, और फिर भी उन्होंने अपने को इस तरीके से अरेंज किया, इस तरीके से तनाव था कि वो जबरदस्ती नहीं करते थे तुम ये बनो वो बनो, ये करो वो करो। एक्सप्लोर करना चाहिए। दूसरी चीज ये है कि बच्चों के साथ एक्सप्लोर करो क्या करना है, किस चीज में मन लगता है। तुम अगर जहाज मिलता हुआ देखते हो कि तुमको अच्छा लगता है या तुमको डर लगता है, उसकी इच्छा जानो, पर उसको बढ़ावा दो उसकी इच्छा। ये मत करो कि तो उनके माता पिता ने ऐसा ही किया, इस तरीके से वो एक अच्छी सज्जन ये तो उनकी एक किताब अभी पब्लिश हुई है जिसमें ये सारी चीजें उन्होंने अभी बताई, सारी चीजें हैं, ये सारे गुण बताए गए हैं। तो ये बताए कि आप अपने को विचार बताए तो उसके थोड़ा डेवलप। और मैंने जो चीज पकड़ी है इसमें सबसे ज्यादा जबरदस्ती नहीं करनी है, जैसे हम लोग करते थे अपने जमाने में, को तो मुर्गा बना दिया तो पीट दिया उस तरीके से, वो जमाना नहीं। ये सोचना है कि थोड़ा बच्चों पर बताते ही खुश होते हैं ऐसे कर, उन्होंने अपना कारण दे के चीज समझाया। तो बेसिकली यही चीज उन्होंने तीन स्लाइड में करी।
यस, मैं एक चीज और बोल देता हूँ जो डॉक्टर प्रतिमा ने कहा। आप ये सोचो खुद ही कि जब मेरे बच्चे 30-35 साल के होंगे तो वो मेरे बारे में क्या कहेंगे, और वो जो आप विचार करोगे, जो मनन करोगे, उससे आपके दिल में जो प्रश्न आए कि मैं कैसे बिहेव करूं, मैं कैसे अपने बच्चे का लालन पालन आज करूं, ताकि 30-35 साल, जब मेरे बच्चे 30-35 साल के हों तो वो मेरे बारे में अच्छा बात करें या अच्छा सोचें। इस तरह से मैं अपना बिहेवियर एडजस्ट कर सकता हूं एज ए पेरेंट। कुछ और है डॉक्टर प्रतिमा, या अभी हम अगला मीटिंग या कुछ प्रश्न उत्तर लें? पहले तो अभी हम ले लेते हैं, किसी को कोई प्रश्न हो तो वो हाथ खड़ा करो, मैं जिसका नाम लूंगा वो प्रश्न पूछें। और अगर प्रश्न खत्म हो जाएगा, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक सेलेक्ट किया मैम, आपको बहुत जी। संतोष जी नमस्कार, डॉक्टर प्रतिमा की तरफ से भी मैं आपको नमस्कार कह रहा हूँ, थैंक यू। किसी और को कोई प्रश्न है? जी दीपक जी। दीपक जी बोलिए, आप ही कहाँ थे?
Dr. Pratima ji, it was excellent, very good presentation on fundamental aspects. शायद perhaps हम लोग we are going to have a second session, right? I don't know. I'm assuming that we are going to have a second session further, on the next aspects. हम लोग जब ये डिस्कस कर रहे थे और मेरा जब मन में सोच रहा था, because always even I'm a coach and career guidance to children. जो आप जो देहात और विलेजों और गांव में रहते हैं, तो उनके पेरेंट जो पेरेंट्स हैं उनमें भी there are some aspects which they have to think differently and they have to improve. मतलब that is what I want to say, perhaps if that is what we can address in future. For example, अगर मैं एकदम बहुत पिछड़े गांव में रहता हूँ तो मैं बच्चों को वही बोलूंगा कि आप कुछ भी हो, कुछ भी पढ़ो, गवर्नमेंट जॉब ले, क्योंकि उसमें कोई रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं रहती है आजकल। मतलब वो ऊपर की कमाई होती है, गवर्नमेंट की जॉब होगी तो डाउरी मिल जाएगी, एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा। मतलब हम यहाँ सोचते हैं कि पेरेंट्स को सब अच्छे हैं, मालूम है कि क्या करना है, मगर उनको खुद को मालूम नहीं है कि क्या करना है, तो वो बच्चों को क्या सिखाएंगे? What will they teach the children? Second aspect is the risk taking. कि parents are also right कि मैं बच्चों को बाहर नहीं भेजूंगा कि वो बिगड़ जाएंगे, they will get spoiled, but as a result they may just keep with them, and but then there are opportunities in bigger cities, bigger towns. That risk one has to take. I have seen parents where maybe 4 or 5 children in the same community can take a flat and stay, and one of the mothers or fathers, turn by turn can go and stay with them, so that the safety aspect is taken care of. But that kind of risk one has to take, that kind of sacrifice one has to give for the sake of children, so that they have an opportunity to open up and grow and explore life. So those are the kind of messages I'd request you, if you can guide us in future, that will be very good for our parents. And next was, can we have your contact details or in?
No, मेरे पास है दीपक जी. Always take it from me.
हाँ जी, ओके.
हाँ. गौरव, आप पूछो प्रश्न पूछना है इसमें अपना. ये ask your question directly so that डॉक्टर प्रतिमा जवाब दे सके. गौरव.
हाँ सर. मैडम, मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है कि ये जो कहावत है कि स्पेयर द रॉड एंड स्पॉइल द चाइल्ड, लेकिन अभी हमारा जो भी बात हो रहा है उसमें है कि बच्चों को मारना नहीं है, सिखाना है, समझाना है. इस जो ड्रामेटिक शिफ्ट है इसमें तो इसको हैंडल करने के लिए पेरेंट्स को बहुत इमोशनली इंटेलिजेंट होना पड़ेगा, बहुत ज्यादा. उस चीज को कैसे हम लोग टैकल करेंगे, क्योंकि मुझे नहीं लगता कि मैं या फिर बहुत सारे पेरेंट्स होते हैं इसलिए इंटेलिजेंट हो पाएंगे कि हर चीज को अच्छे से टैकल कर सकें. इस पॉइंट को कैसे एड्रेस करेंगे?
Sir, I'll tell you what. You need not have to really, when we say emotional intelligence, you need not have to be master of emotional intelligence. Just remember 2 P's: patience and partnering. Okay? Patience until they are 10 or 12 years. Be patient-minded. Listen to them. Be empathetic. You need not have to worry about emotional intelligence. As a child, just think like this. If you would have been a child, what would you do? Because you are the only person who can think like that. The child cannot think like, if I would have been a parent, what would I do? The child cannot think like that. So Akhilesh sir will actually translate this for you better in Hindi, but I'll just go ahead to explain it, put it across in my thoughts. So if that is the case, then you can think, what would my child really be thinking? What would I do if I would have been a child? If you can think like the child, if you can be little more patientful, your emotional intelligence is done. And when we say no rods, it is not about the rods. It is about setting the boundaries. As a parent, you should set the boundaries, but with the empathy. Just by beating, just by scolding, it doesn't work that way. Of course, there are difficulties. There is a way to because you will have to be, if you want them to listen to you, but you should listen. That is where the things go. At last but not the least, if the things are going out of control, please ask for help. There are enough people to help you, enough people to teach you techniques, enough people to assist you what to do if you are in confusion. These are the 3 things that you should remember. And above 12 years, be partner with your kid. Be collaborative, be more like a friend, as Deepak sir actually did mention. This is something which is important. Patience and partnering is the 2 P's of the great parenting. This is my own formula and I keep reusing it every now and then. So Akhilesh sir or Tiwari sir, either of you, if you can. Gaurav, if you have actually understood, great. If you want the translation, either of them.
No, translation is needed for everybody else. Translation of question as well as answer. अखिलेश जी, आपका फोन ठीक नहीं है तो तिवारी जी आप ही कर पाएंगे.
ठीक है. मैंने बताया ये कि ये चैलेंज सबके साथ है, के साथ है. इस नए जमाने में पुरानी कहावत थी ना कि अगर डांटोगे नहीं, मारोगे नहीं तो बच्चा कैसे सुधरेगा. बेसिकली ये है कि पेशेंट और पार्टनरिंग ये 2 चीजें हैं जो जिस पर हमें ध्यान देना चाहिए. हम सभी लोग समझते हैं चीज को. 10 साल तक जब बच्चा होता है तो उसके साथ धीरे धीरे रहना.
क्योंकि वो अबोध होता है, समझता नहीं है, तो आपको देख के जो आप करते हैं वो करता है। ठीक है, मैंने कहा कि करते हो वही वो शायद वो न सुने, लेकिन जो आप करते हो देखेगा वो जरूर उसको, अगर वो नहीं करते, उन्होंने अपने बच्चों के साथ देखा है कि अगर हम पूजा करते हैं तो भले ही वो 10-15 साल तक पूजा न करें, उसके बाद पूजा करने लगे, तो ये सबने देखा। तो इसलिए जरूरी ये है कि जब वो अबोध का है 10 साल तक का है तो उसके साथ पेशेंट रखें, धीरज रखें। जब वो बड़ा हो जाता है तो उसके साथ पार्टनरशिप, मतलब उसके साथ उसके देश दीपक जी ने इशारा किया था, संस्कृत में कहावत है ना, कालयेत पंचवर्षाणि 10 वर्षाणि कालयेत किंतु 16 वर्षे पुत्रम मित्रम युवाचन। 16 साल का बच्चा हो जाता है पुत्रम मित्रम युवाचन, पुत्र को मित्र को सोचना चाहिए, तो वो अपनी चीज सही समझने लगा। तो इसलिए जरूरी है कि पेशेंट रखें 10 साल के बाद तक, उसके बाद ये समझने की जरूरत है, ये स्ट्रगल है, हाँ ये स्ट्रगल है, ये पेरेंट होने की चुनौती है। तो ये पेरेंटिंग कभी खत्म नहीं होती, लेकिन बच्चों में आ रहे हैं धीरज और उसके बाद दोस्त, दोनों जरूरी है, समझना है, बहुत मुश्किल है ये करना है। Summarize what you wanted to say.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, absolutely. So I think Saurabh Kumar, Saurabh जी, आपका प्रश्न क्या है?
मैम उसे दोस्त की तरह समझता है, मतलब फ्रेंड और पेरेंट्स को भी फ्रेंडली, ताकि जो दोस्त है वो मतलब जो संतान है, जो बच्चा है, वो फ्रेंड कुछ भी बता सके। ये दोस्त और फ्रेंड और फ्रेंडली में डिफरेंस होता है।
Absolutely, absolutely. I really, really like that question. Thank you so much, Saurabh ji. I really like that. Very, very, very fast. I will totally agree with you. A parent is a parent. A parent can never be a friend. Okay, and also a friend should appear only when they are teenagers. A parent cannot be a friend because first of all, the child cannot understand what is a friend until they are 10 to 12 years. Because their mental and the psychological development happens during that time and they tend to understand the friend. That is also one of the reasons. Until then, it is just like somebody whosoever plays with them, we call them as a friend. But the real definition of the friend comes only during adolescence. Okay? Point number one. Point number two, the parents, in my opinion, okay, this is my individual opinion, the parents cannot be a friend here. Somebody who understands their cognitive level of understanding is only at that level. But the parent is one who thinks about that. You need to be friendly and not a friend by yourself. You cannot be a friend and whatever they do, you cannot be like, yeah, this is right. You shouldn't be doing that. It is not the right thing. A friend can never correct another person. Until they are adults, until they have grown old, until they have the exposure and experience, until they can segregate this is right or wrong. But for a child, until around 20 years, if you are a parent, and during that kind of a teenage years, you need to be friendly and provide that emotional safety net to say, you can express it to me. I am like a friend. I'm not a friend. You should be a friend when you need to be you should be friendly where there is a situation to be a friend. You need to be a parent where you need to correct them, handhold them, nudge them. So that is the difference between being friend and being friendly. As a parent, you need to be friendly and not a friend himself or herself. Very good question.
आज समय बहुत हो गया, करीब करीब 2 घंटे होने को आए हैं। तो पहला तो रिक्वेस्ट ये है कि आप लोग जो अगला सेशन चाहते हैं पेरेंटिंग के ऊपर, उसका ईमेल या व्हाट्सएप किसी तरह मेरे को अपने प्रश्न या टॉपिक का सजेशन भेज दें। तब मैं डॉक्टर प्रतिमा से बात करके अगला सेशन शेड्यूल करूँगा। दूसरा है कि अभी हम वानप्रस्थ का जो टीम है, उसमें अप स्कूल की तैयारी करवा रहे हैं तिवारी जी। तो जो बच्चे 4th ग्रेड, 5th ग्रेड में हैं, उसको तैयारी करवाते हैं। जो भी नवोदय विद्यालय, सैनिक स्कूल, नतरहाट, इस तरह का चीज़ें जो है स्कूल, इसलिए अप स्कूल का नाम दिया है। उसका वो तैयारी करते हैं। वैसे बच्चों को आप हमारे साथ जोड़ें तो हम उनको तैयारी करवाएंगे। और तैयारी चल रही है, आगे भी चलती रहेगी। तो आप बच्चे का नाम और रेफरेंस दे सकते हैं। इसमें खास करके मैं बोल देता हूँ कि वानप्रस्थ में पैसा नहीं है, तो किसी का कोई फीस नहीं है। मीडियम ऑफ इंस्ट्रक्शन चूंकि हमारे शिक्षक दूर हैं, इसलिए ऑनलाइन ही होगा। तो जो भी बच्चा करना चाहता है उसके पास फोन होना जरूरी है। तीसरा बात कि अभी 10वीं क्लास की परीक्षा हो रही है, फरवरी में एंड तक खत्म हो जाएगी। तो मार्च महीने में कब डिसाइड नहीं किए हैं। डॉक्टर प्रतिमा को ही हम बुलाएंगे। वो बताएंगे कौन सब्जेक्ट लेने से कौन सा कैरियर आसान होता है और कौन सब्जेक्ट किस कैरियर के लिए उचित है। इस पे पहले भी 2 लंबा सेशन हुआ है और वो दोनों रिकॉर्डिंग यूट्यूब पे है। और 2 चीज़ और बोला आपने मेरे को भेजने के लिए, वो मैं मीटिंग नोट जब भेजूंगा अभी, तो उसमें रहेगा आपको जहाँ से ये इनविटेशन मिला है वहीं पे वो मीटिंग नोट जाएगा। तो उसमें पाठक जी का वीडियो भी मैं डाल दूंगा, इंसर्ट कर दूंगा। और डॉक्टर प्रतिमा जो किताब लिखी हैं उसका भी लिंक डाल दूंगा कि अगर आपकी इच्छा हो तो कहीं से आप ले सकते हैं। साथ में डॉक्टर प्रतिमा का अपना यूट्यूब चैनल है जिस पे ये सब चीज़ों पे बहुत विस्तार से बातें होती हैं, तो उसका भी लिंक मैं डाल दूंगा। अब मेरे तरफ से और कोई संवाद नहीं है। अगर आपका कोई सुझाव कुछ हो तो आप बताएं, नहीं तो हम ये समाप्त करेंगे।